there was a moment that I realized I only get to do this once. I only get this one precious life. And do I want to spend it draining myself constantly for others? Or do I want to spend it growing and inspiring others?
Welcome to Athena Rose Art. This is the debut episode, Flex Your Creativity, the strength to reinvent yourself.
Do I want to keep draining myself in a role where I don't feel safe and supported? Or is there another way? A way that can lead to freedom, joy, creation. There was a moment I realized, walking out of the ER, going home one night, walking down that hallway going, I can't keep doing this. I don't feel safe in what I'm doing. I've prayed to keep these patients alive and they still are. But that doesn't mean it will happen the next time. And do I want to keep living a life where I'm draining myself day in and day out without feeling support? After 15 years of taking care of other people, I finally realized I needed to take care of myself first. That thought transitioned into, is this really the only way? Creativity for me wasn't my goal. Creativity ended up being the solution, in a way. A doorway to something greater. So when I initially set out, I was planning to build a coaching business. But something shifted along the way. As I started healing and stopped drinking, and started creating better habits for myself. One of those habits happened to be painting. I created a little sheet and I tracked my habit on a regular basis. And during that time, I rediscovered my innate talent for art and how this magic just comes out of my hands. And yes, I have progress and time to develop and do some amazing things, but I knew I had to follow it in some way. I needed to figure out what this could create. Most people think that creativity is just about the art, but it's not. It's a transformation. It's an alchemical process. You're not the same person you started off as you are at the beginning of the process. Through each moment of struggle, connection, and coming back to your peace with focus and intention, you break away layers of yourself and you come into the next level of who you are in this world. And if we can focus on that process, it can change our emotions from frustration to flow. But you have to move. You have to have that crunchy period to really move through the flow. Or remind myself on a regular basis is diamonds are only created under immense amounts of pressure. We cannot get to where we want to be without putting in the hard work first. And I know there's a lot of people who are like, oh, I'm trying to shift my mindset because I don't want to believe that you have to work hard. Of human beings in their traditional way of being, it's not work that we're doing. We want to have purpose. We want to purpose hard. And so, yes, you have to purpose hard. You have to stay focused on your path and not to get distracted by this reality around us that's so designed to do that. And so if we want to get into this practice of flow, if we want to get into these spaces, then with that purpose, we guide the rest of our life. And if we can guide the rest of our life based on purpose, then our day reflects what those purposes are to us. And we get rid of that chatter and distraction, and we become a forward-focused motion into the world we want to become and into the world we want to create around us. But it's that focus and that still point and knowing what that direction is for you, and then trusting it and going with it. You here was realigning my life to my core values. At the peak of nursing, I was making $150,000 a year, and I was the most broke I had ever been. And it took stepping back and not chasing the money anymore, but following what nourished me and what I wanted to put out in the world and what I wanted to create in the world. Okay, so if you're looking to unblock creatively, you need to be able to find a way to come back and tune into your creativity, tune into your innate wisdom or your own intuition. We live in a world that's designed to distract us. If we were able to really focus and tap into our true, if each one of us were able to tap into our true individual power, there wouldn't be anybody left to run all the factories. So we gotta figure out a way to distract the humans so that we can keep them numb and dumb. Energy channels, our creative channels, are all so sensitive, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. To be able to access our creativity, we have to have presence, space, and clarity. And without those three things, we lose our ability to be able to listen. Because even if you recognize when you catch those little moments of inspiration, it's in the quiet moments. It's when you're driving in the car or going for a run. It's when you finally step back and are in a moment of flow within the environment and the present space that you're in, is when those things come to you. So for me, having a regular continued practice so that I have easy access to my energetic flow is key. I feel like I can keep creating even in the harshest of times. So within artistry, artists' creativity can be distracted if we're looking at Maslow's hierarchy of needs and how at the base of the pyramid we have safety and security. And if safety and security isn't taken care of, you can't move up into those higher levels of the pyramid where creativity and external thinking and those ideas are coming from. But if you're able to get your body out of this response mode, because when we're stressed out, our hormones are responding in a certain way. And so if we can come back to routine and structure, we can help train our hormones to respond in productive ways versus ways that our body thinks are being productive because it's trying to keep us safe. But in reality, there's no lions chasing us. Nobody's coming to get you. You are safe. End of story. Everything else is a made-up concept in your head. Unless there's somebody with a gun in your face or a lion running at you, you're safe. Think about it. Sit around in your reality. You're safe. Nothing's coming to get you in this current moment. And if you can put yourself back in that space on a regular basis because you have that mental practice and your mind's not running around like a wild child on its own, but because you've trained it like a muscle and you can come back to that on a regular basis, not only does that help you in your daily life, but then that allows for that channel of creativity to happen when you want it to happen instead of when the inspiration hits. Another tip that I have for when you become creatively blocked is to go outside, reconnect with nature. You can bring a nature journal with you if you want, but just reconnect to the present moment. Take your shoes off, ground your feet to the ground. There's a relationship between us and the earth that's naturally supposed to happen that helps rid us of the free radicals or the extra electrons that are in our energy bodies that naturally connect back into the earth between positive and negative electrons. But because we're always in shoes, that doesn't happen. So if we take off our shoes and ground our feet, that can help soothe the energy and bring us back to connection with earth and source and creation. And then also being present and observing, just seeing what the light is doing at any moment in time, and paying attention to what the wind is doing in the branches, or paying attention to the patterning within how the branches are naturally grown on the tree, or the sound and the natural rhythms that nature creates on its own. And when you can come back into these spaces, you come back naturally into presence. You come back into observing beauty. And I believe in those moments are when you can get the most to come to you, or have the space created for those insights to come to you later on. Another thing I like to focus on is following the next right step. You can't do it all today. You have to do something today. Today is the moment you're living in. You gotta do something. But it doesn't have to be everything. Just take the next right best step. One choice in the right direction. If you're ready to step into your creative power, hit subscribe and comment below. Also, click in the link below. There's a digital PDF for a habit tracker. So if you want to track your habits like I tracked my habits in order to create the powerful life that I have now, click the link below and download your habit tracker today. Ready to step into your creative power? Hit subscribe. What creative dreams have you been afraid to pursue? Let's start this journey together.